Tonight in Connecticut, a man's been sentenced for trafficking cocaine in connection with a Mexican drug cartel operating in Enfield and Springfield. The investigation began back in October 2021 when authorities started looking into a drug trafficking organization associated with the cartel. They were involved in the trafficking of large quantities of cocaine and heroin, and during that investigation, 47-year-old Sergio Horta-Molina of Suffield, Connecticut, planned a drug shipment from California to the home of Juan Sanchez-Razon in Enfield. Law enforcement intervened when Sanchez-Razon attempted to send a shipment back, leading to the discovery of a kilo of cocaine. Both men now face drug charges.